episode. Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Melo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Buggy, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
What up, man? Everybody tuning in from wherever you're tuning in from. All the live listeners, all the delayed listeners. What up? Scruff Line, I'm your host for the evening. Gas presents sports for the culture. I'm going to go ahead and introduce the fellas. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the bottom.
And hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Halloween, and today I'm disguised myself as a Commanders fan. Matter of fact, anything from the DC region. I'm just so sad and pitiful. we just call it can't get rights. But how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? How my two co-hosts are doing today? Are you guys okay?
I hate you, G.
I love you too.
At Bryce XXV Double I, aka Mr. Big Leaguer, aka the good Mister. Yeah, man. G kicking me while I'm down. All right. I don't know what my Commanders is on. Not only did we trade possibly our best player on defense, but then traded arguably our second best player on defense, which is crazy. And my thing is, if you're gonna trade two, just trade everybody. But we'll get into that. Let's get it, fellas.
Yeah, man. Y'all want to start with the NFL trades or the NBA trades?
Go NFL first. Where do y'all want to start?
All right, let's start with the NFL trade since clearly, that's on the top of mind for my boy to the right. The hope train is not making any rounds today, and I feel bad for my man. I've never seen him so low. I've never seen him so low. Usually the Commanders / Redskins faithful always got some hope. Some hope to smoke on, but there's nothing left. They all out today. So the Commanders made some trades today. There was some trades made today. So the biggest trades were two of them were involving the Commanders trading away two of their better defensive linemen, Montez Sweat, heading to the Bears for a second round pick, which will likely be an early second round pick from the Bears. The 49ers picking up Chase Young for a third round pick, if I'm not mistaken, which pretty good compensation for a guy who was the number 2 overall pick just 2 or 3 years ago. Also, some notable trades. Joshua Dobbs picked up to the Vikings for a late round pick swap, which is another pretty good trade. A few others. Donovan Peoples-Jones was traded. Rasul Douglas to the Bills. A number of other trades, man. Out of all these trades, which ones were the most surprising to you guys, and which of the trades do you feel like will be the most impactful? Bryce, I'm gonna start with you.
Shit, oh man. I mean, you gotta like Chase Young to the 49ers. I mean, shit, man. You put him and both on the same line. Ohio State guys reuniting. That could be something crazy. To me, Dobbs getting traded to Minnesota could end up being a big pickup. Especially because what it signifies. Maybe that signals Kyler Murray comeback starts this week. That would be interesting because for so long I feel like we kind of thought that the Cardinals were trying to do a tank job and they were going to play the worst players they could, but them seemed like they were ready to get Kyler back. So hey, maybe they're not trying to tank after all. Who else, man, was surprising? I thought one that was interesting that didn't happen was the trade that was supposed to send one. I heard Derrick Henry to Baltimore, which was interesting. But then later on, I heard Josh Jacobs to Baltimore, and apparently both sides wanted that to happen, but the Raiders were asking for a second-round pick, and the Ravens didn't want to give up a second-round pick. So that's kind of interesting because that gives you a little bit of insight to what the running back market is looking like right now, what these running backs going for in the open market. So you can't get a second round pick for Josh Jacobs? Like, damn, that's kind of
tough.
crazy to me. Yeah, that's
But
tough.
not really. Think about it. Josh Jacobs is only on a 1 year contract. Will you give up that much just for 2 months?
It's
Good
not
And
point.
about
maybe,
that.
and maybe it is about that.
Nah,
Because
they
you're giving up a second
resign
round
him though.
pick, but let's say they don't resign him.
Why would they do that?
But exactly why would you give up a second round pick if that's not what you're trying to do then? It's just for a quick run.
Well, I guess they could just wait till next season and pick him up, right? They really
Yeah,
wanted to pay him.
it's like you don't really want Josh Jacobs if you don't want to go for second round pick, and that's fine. But like I was just saying, I just thought it was interesting. That seemed like a good fit, right? But yeah, so that's how I'm viewing the trades right now. Um, NFL trade deadline is getting more and more like NBA trade deadline. So many NFL trade deadlines came and went, and like the shit was just nothingness. Like no one of any significance would ever get traded. Like, what's the biggest NFL trade deadline move? Like, it's like there weren't many. There weren't many until like the last few years. I feel like, but now they're picking up more and more. It's good television, I suppose.
I want to say the one most surprising is the Commanders because I didn't think you guys would give up two of your defensive players back to back. I thought one. Sweat was like, all right. Then you go figure you're gonna pay Chase, and to give up Chase right afterwards, like within like what, like an hour apart from each other. That's the surprising part. Because you figure whichever one left, the other guy was gonna get paid.
Yeah, that's logically what made sense.
Right, exactly. Even Rome said it on the chat. He was like, "All right, so you're gonna pay the other guy. You're definitely gonna pay the other guy." Just for an hour later, you trade the other guy, and you trade him. You didn't get the value. I mean, I understand why you give up a third round pick because of that knee injury that Chase had. But he sat out for like damn near almost 2 years. No, he sat out his
Yeah,
sophomore
years and
year.
change. Yeah, he
He
saw
sat out half of his sophomore, and last year he sat all of it out. So it's just like, ew. So it's like you saw because you value him high because like what you guys said earlier, he was a second pick overall. You figured that he's going to be a generational player where he'll change the defense. That would have been the anchor of your defense. That was surprising. And when you said like the last big name was McCaffrey because he's a big time player. This time around, no big time players got traded off. You would have thought the Raiders would have been on a sell high or sell low kind of spree right now with the way they played on Monday night, which was horrible. Like that was a bad game overall, man. Devontae Adams not only having 1 yard, I mean 1 reception for like 11 yards. Like I thought he would have
Yeah,
gotten traded, and then the reports came out that the Raiders told him no a month ago. He asked a month ago.
Jimmy looking suspect for sure. Missing some dime. Like I don't know, man. People talk a lot of trash about Jimmy, and I think some of it's unwarranted. But the way he played in that game, man. If I was a Raiders fan, I'd have been pissed. Too
But
many
my,
wide
my most
receivers there.
surprise, my most surprised non-traded was Derrick Henry because I heard reports of Dallas trying to get Derrick Henry. Even though Dallas didn't come out for about it, but in the back they were saying Dallas is one of those potential spots. Imagine Dallas with a Derrick Henry right now. They would have been legit number two to the Eagles of Super Bowl contenders coming out of the NFC East. I mean, in the NFC East, yeah, would have been still Dallas second, but it would have been a close second to the Eagles.
Pollard and Henry would be a crazy one too.
Yeah, but
It would
people
have
ain't
been
doing
thunder.
that no more. People
It
ain't
would have been
staggering
thunder
stack
and
people.
lightning.
People not staggering two running backs like that no more. And that's not what teams is doing.
Yeah, maybe they need to start doing it though.
Yeah, I mean, one team that would do that would be Philly. But yeah, I feel you.
So that,
But
that
yeah,
was my most surprising from the trades from the NFL. I mean, besides everybody else, even the Bears are trading. The fact that the Bears are trying to do something now, no, no one thinks the Bears are going to make it to the playoffs. So
yeah, I was
that's
surprised
something
that the
to look.
Bears
Yeah,
traded.
you know what I'm saying? That's something to look at too. Like the Bears are making moves now before the off season. They got something. They're working on something.
They've been active
Yeah.
now for like the last couple of years, trying to improve in the trade market. I mean, they brought in Chase Claypool not too long ago via trade. Was that this year?
That was last year.
It was
Trade
last
That's
season,
last.
deadline.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, last year. Look, they traded him away
traded
to,
him
Yeah.
away.
Didn't work
Yeah,
to
out. Didn't
Miami.
work out.
they're trying to
Didn't
make
work
moves
out.
though.
Yeah,
Shout out to
it
the
just
Bears
doesn't
for
seem like
trying.
they do anything, could do anything with anybody over there. So like it all goes for naught. You know,
Well,
I feel like
the Bears need to make sure they protect their young quarterback first and foremost. Um, I think they've got enough weaponry around him now, which is a good thing. But make sure he's protected. You know,
I'm,
that's their problem to me.
I'm just surprised that the Chiefs didn't trade for a receiver though.
I think they believe in Rasheed Rice, and honestly, I do too. I think Rasheed Rice has a shot to be a serious threat moving forward. Don't forget, Patrick Mahomes made sure the Chiefs drafted Rasheed Rice, and whenever that happens, he gonna make sure that man get his targets. And I think Rice is going to emerge down the second half of the season as a legitimate receiving threat. Fantasy football alert. I'm sure Rasheed Rice should not be a free agent in your league, but if he is, he should now be on your team because bro, definitely about to start snapping the rest of the season. Keep an eye out on him.
yeah, I feel like
And they brought back Miko Hardman too. My bad, bro. They brought back Miko Hardman though.
yeah, they did. They did.
Miko Harmon got kicked out for a reason because they believe
I
in
mean, he's
Rasheed Rice.
decent. He could play in their system. He's kind of like similar to how they using Scanlon, Margaret Scanlon. You know what I'm saying? He how to get some plays off in their system. But yeah, I think Rasheed Rice probably looking like the most talented of the bunch with those receivers. I mean, we've seen Sky Moore hasn't really amounted to much. He's been decent at best, and Kadarius Toney's been pretty much horrible. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with that Rasheed Rice comment. I think the thing that was most surprising for me was I think the most impactful trade is the Chase Young trade. Anytime, I mean, it's the season at the end of the season, contenders that start stacking up and start to build their D lines up. The Eagles did it last year with Robert Quinn, who actually didn't amount to much. But Chase Young, young player for the 49ers, who already have a pretty good defensive line. They've had some struggles getting to the quarterback, surprisingly. But to me, you put somebody on the opposite end, even if Chase Young isn't necessarily as good as y'all thought he was, or whatever the case may be, he's still going to at least could give you that, Jadeveon Clowney effect, which is like you got to put some blocks on him. And if you got somebody on the other side of him, it might give him a little bit more, opportunity to get loose. So we'll
Yeah,
see how that shakes out.
okay. There you go. 49 is still in the trade deadline room meal again.
Yeah, we'll see, man. 49ers making the moves. They're putting their chips into the middle for a playoff run, as we can see. Thoughts on that, piggybacking off of that, man. Obviously, some teams had to make some trades. Teams had to make some trades. How do we feel like? Do we feel like that move puts the 49ers how y'all feeling about the 49ers right now? Are y'all feeling better, worse after the trade, after the weekend? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people saying that Brock Purdy is a human. After all, how y'all feeling about the 49ers when it comes to the NFC playoff race? I mean, we talked about the Eagles being in the mix and the NFC being one of the better teams in the league. They're coming off a pretty impressive win against the Commanders. How are we feeling about the NFC? Are we liking the 49ers, the Eagles after that trade? Is 49ers, are they firmly within that mix? What's going on? What are y'all thoughts?
I'll take it from you. I want to say it's Eagles now, firmly number one. At first, I thought it was the 49ers and Eagles, but now it's Eagles. Then I still want to say 49ers because they still destroyed Dallas, and then I go with Dallas. Those are the top three right now.
You agree with that, Bryce?
Yeah, probably. It's hard to disagree.
Wow.
I mean, you put the Eagles first, right?
Eagles first.
Yeah, Eagles first right now. I
Hands
don't know though,
down.
man. I think the two top teams could probably Go head to head at any time. It'd be a tough matchup. But I lean Eagles. Uh,
Because you guys play him next week, right?
I don't know about next week.
Yeah, I think you do.
so
Because you got
we,
Dallas this week, then you got the 49ers next weekend. Yeah.
3 weeks, 4 weeks.
I think I got a bye in between, right?
We play them on December 3rd. It's a month from now.
That's gonna be a good game. Like I mean, the Niners. The problem I see with the Niners is that like I wouldn't call it a problem, but can Purdy win you games? I don't know.
Yeah.
That team can win you a lot of games. Can Purdy keep you in games? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Can he win you games? Like my guy Scribb always says, Purdy got to show him that he can be the reason. And what he's getting at when he says the reason is the reason that the team wins. Not just it's one thing to be on the winning team, nothing to be the reason the team won. And I think that's what Purdy he's contributed to wins, but he hasn't been the sole reason. And I think that game was an opportunity for him to be the reason. And he couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that can't do it week in and week out and can do it some weeks. I think Purdy over time will show that he can do it some weeks. I think he ends up being – I don't think we ever view Brock Purdy as one of the top quarterbacks in the league. I want to know what you guys think about that. Do you guys think we ever look back at Brock Purdy and be like, yeah, he's one of the top 2-3 guys in the league or top 5 guys? I don't see that for him.
I don't know about I don't know about that. I see him. It's hard to say that. He's still very young in his career, so I don't want to go into it like an absolute situation. But I see him being, one of the better quarterbacks in the league. I still think he's sounded. But like ultimately, it's the system. It's a work system. I think he's just struggling a little bit, and he finally had a moment to struggle, and I knew it was going to happen eventually. But I wouldn't write him off just yet. I think he's got an opportunity to rebound, and I think it's still a long season ahead of them. They got a schedule. Their schedule is, yeah. I'm looking at the schedule now. They got the Jaguars up next, which to me that's a very winnable game. But the Jaguars, that's not a pushover game. They got the Buccaneers after that, Seahawks after that, Eagles after that, Seahawks again. Cardinals, Ravens, Commanders, and Rams. Which there's a couple cupcakes on there, but some decent games as well. So that's tough. G, what you think?
I mean, when it comes to Brock Purdy, right? The reason why we feel the way about him is because he's doing it with players that we've seen achieve greatness already. The likes of Debo Samuel. We knew Debo Samuel was a man. He had him, and we knew about McCaffrey. He was a dog. And you had a feeling that Brandon Ayuk was already good. And then you throw Brock Purdy, it's kind of hard to give him credit when these guys start going ham, start going crazy. So that's why Brock Purdy is he's one of those you felt like, yeah, he's good, he's all right, because these guys are still, because you feel like these other guys elevate his game. That's why we don't consider him as a top 5, because the excuse was always going to be, well, look at the weapons around him. He has if not the best left tackle in the game, and Trent Williams. Then he has two monster receivers, and then he has the number 1 running back in all of football right now. And so I score every week, so it's hard to try to elevate him up there because it's like, oh well, he's got great players compared to, let's say, Jalen Hurts, where the weapons around him weren't really all that good. And then you put him there. I mean, A.J. Brown was decent, but A.J. Brown was never consistent. And then the rest of the other guys, look, he elevated their game when he got better himself. So it's kind of hard to put Brock Purdy in the top 5 list. You don't see him make other subpar players better. Until he could make subpar players better, that's when we're going to put him in that category of top 10, shit, even top 5. But until he could show us that he could win with subpar players, it's gonna be a minute, because these guys are on the 49ers right now are nowhere near subpar. I mean, probably the guys underneath Brandon Ayuk are subpar because they need to start stepping up their game. But that's when you got to look at Brock Purdy. Can he make those guys better? And that's what we want to see.
All right, fair enough. Now before we move on to the NBA, man, I just wanted to get the last thoughts on. We talking about the Eagles and the 49ers. It seemed like a good conversation we have. Comparing the top teams in the NFC. Obviously, 49ers just lost 3 straight. Eagles on a nice little, they lost 1, but we got a nice little streak as far as games coming up. I wanted to hear your thoughts on this next 6 games for the Eagles. The Eagles, are the number 1 team in the NFC, currently the best record in the NFL. But for the Cowboys this week, they are at home against the Cowboys. At home against the Cowboys. They're on the road next week. I mean, they have the bye week. Then they're on the road the following week against the Chiefs. At home against the Bills. At home against the 49ers. Cowboys on the road. And then the Seahawks on the road. Pretty tough little 6-game schedule.
So wait, you
slate
guys
right
go at
there.
home against the Chiefs, the 49ers,
Nah,
and
no.
you
Sir.
didn't say it right.
No, you don't listen.
No, you didn't say it right.
No, Cowboys are at Eagles. They have the Cowboys at home. They have the Chiefs on the road. They have the Bills at home. They have the 49ers at home, and the Cowboys on the road, and the Seahawks on the road. So out of those 6 games, what do you think the Eagles? How do you think the Eagles will fare in those 6 games? Those will be pretty much the make or break games of the season because the remaining games will be against the Giants, Cardinals, and the Giants, which are all boo-boo games. Yeah, cupcakes. So how do y'all think they break down in those next 6 games against the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Bills, the 49ers, the Cowboys again, and the Seahawks?
Okay, for me, you guys could go 3-3 or 4-2.
You guys are probably split with the Cowboys.
Yeah, so that's already one. The Chiefs, I don't think y'all gonna beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think you
Especially
lose to the Chiefs, and I think you lose to the Bills. But I think you
I
beat
don't know.
everybody.
It depends how Josh Allen played the week before. If Josh Allen had a monster week the week before, then you guys have he's gonna fill himself and he's gonna just give up that game.
So Bryce, you said they're gonna go 3-3. G, you saying they're gonna go 3-3?
Or 4-2.
All right, and I'm predicting that they'll beat the Cowboys.
Both
I believe they'll beat I believe they'll beat the Cowboys twice. I believe they'll beat the Seahawks.
Come on now. Now I know you don't believe that. Now be subjective. Be honest with yourself. You really see you're gonna beat Dallas at home?
I mean, he's a fan. He's a fan. He's a fan. He sees his team beating him. I understand where it's coming from. I can see him beating them twice.
Yeah,
I see us beating. It's not completely out of the question.
It is out of the question.
Nah, first off, the game this week, the Eagles at home. Hold on, man. Let me talk. This week, the Eagles playing at home against Dallas. We coming off a good game. I think we're at home. We're gonna win in front of our home fans. Now the second game, it's a primetime game. It's an 8:20 game, December 10th. I believe that's a Sunday night football. That's a primetime game, aka Dallas gonna fuck it up. That's what I know. That's what I know. That's what I know. So I feel good about those 2 games.
No. But that makes no sense. So why are you gonna beat Dallas at home? Why are you gonna beat Dallas? How are you gonna beat Dallas at Dallas?
Because it's prime time and they're gonna fuck it up.
You heard it here first. Because it's
I like it. I'm not worried about the Cowboys.
Because Dak is gonna throw an interception.
It's
because
a prime time game.
The run.
Yeah.
It's because it's a prime time game.
Yeah, it's a prime time game. Dak Prescott's gonna find a way to lose the game, and Jalen Hurts is gonna find a way to win the game. You feel me?
There you
I
go.
mean, the
Be more
Chiefs,
elaborate.
Chiefs and the Bills, man, that's a toss up, bro. Between those two games, but honestly, I think the Chiefs game we get them. I think the Chiefs game we get them. I think Jalen Hurts is going to try to get his revenge game, on that one. So I think we beat the Chiefs, but we going to drop one of the games to either the 49ers or the Bills. My guess is it's going to be the one against the Bills. But I think that we beat the 49ers. Actually, I don't know. That it's going to be the 49ers or the Bills. We're going to drop one of those games. It might be the 49ers. It might be the Bills. It's hard to say. 49ers really, really pissed about us last year. So it might be them. But I think we're going to win. We're going to lose one of those games. So, I mean, where's that going to put us? By the end of the season, we're going to have 2 losses.
Wow. Okay.
So you saying you're gonna go 5-1?
Yeah, we're gonna go 5-1 during those games, and we ain't gonna lose to the Giants. So we're gonna be under. We gonna be, we gonna have 2 losses this season. We're gonna be what is it? 15-2, 14-2.
15-2.
15.
Damn,
All right, well, we shall see, my good sir.
man, we
Yeah,
shall see.
I'm gonna hammer $100 on that game just because you said it's prime time. Don't put $100 on Dallas in prime time.
Yeah, I mean, don't you know
Niggas
better than that?
wildin'. No, because you don't know better than that. And
Come
I think
on,
the
man.
Chiefs' defense is better than last year's defense. You think Jalen Hurts is gonna go for 400 yards again, or what was it, like 3 something against that defense?
Yeah, I don't think that defense is that good.
You know what? You're right. You know what? You're right. I'm not even gonna say too much because me and the commander love over there, we both got booty cheeks team. You're right.
Bro, why am I catching strays, bro, in y'all's conversation?
You're right, because the logic in this is just absurd. I'm just whatever. Go ahead. Because
All right,
like it
man.
makes no sense. It makes no sense how you could just say that. I get the Dallas. You guys gonna split one with Dallas. I'll give you that much. The Bills. I think you guys could beat the Bills because Josh Allen. He's streaky. He could win 2 games in a row, have monster 2 games, and just shit the bed come the 3rd game. So I see you guys being the Bills. The 49ers, and it depends if that team is healthy. That at least that the offense side of that ball is healthy enough to compete. But besides that, I can see you guys being the 49ers without a problem. The Chiefs, it's kind of hard winning in Arrowhead. Patrick Mahomes don't like losing at home. He likes to have that is his home field advantage, playing at home, even with such receivers. With Travis Kelsey, those 2 are just unstoppable at home.
Man.
And then like I said, like the reason why I can't see you guys taking both at Dallas because you saw how that Marcus I can't even say his name right. Fuck the Dallas DN, whatever the fuck his name is right now. He's been talking shit about you guys, and I think he wants to cash it in. If you don't cash it in on this game, come this Sunday night, on what is it? Because you guys got the game of the week at 4:30, right? If you don't cash it in this 4:30 game, he's gonna cash it in that 8 o'clock game. I still think. Look, Dallas just had a great week. That offense came out. I know the Rams' offense is, but when's the last time Dallas beats up on a bad team like that? It's been a while. So they should have did that against the Cardinals, and he didn't. So I don't know. Dallas is something to look at right now.
So you saying they're gonna win this week?
No, but I'm saying you guys don't win by more than 2 points.
Okay then.
But that's what I'm saying. Tell me how you're gonna beat them 2 games, 2 games, one at home and one away. Tell me how you're gonna beat them away game, and don't tell me it was the prime time. Cause that's like the Kirk Cousins curse.
One game at a time, my friend. That's how we gonna do it. Let's move on, man. Let's move on to a culmination of something that's been going on for a long time, man. Something that's been going on for a long time, man. James Harden, the James Harden saga. The saga continues, man. The marathon continues to LA. James Harden shipped off to the Clippers. people was doubting my sources. I said somewhere in one of my group chats that he was going to go in the next week, but people wasn't trying to hear me. But here he is on the move to the Clippers. Sixers get back in return. Marcus Morris, Robert Covington, KJ Martin, Nicholas Batum, 2 first-round picks, and a pick swap. First question, how do y'all feel about the return for the Sixers? Second question, what does the move do? Actually, there's a lot of questions. First question, let's talk about the return for the Sixers. How do y'all feel about that return for the Sixers? Bryce, I'm gonna start with you.
That was my first time hearing the full list of the return, and honestly, that sounded solid. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you're getting rid of a disgruntled player who has the leverage. I mean, he's the one asking to get out. How much you really expected to get? Sounds like they got it. They got the most that they could. And it sounds like they got some assets, some future assets, and some players that can help them right now. So I think I like that trade for the Sixers, considering the circumstance. Right. Kind of sucks for them for their playoff hopes. Well, it's not playoff hopes, but their contender hopes to get rid of their second best player. Yeah, I mean, at least they got some guys that can contribute and got a couple future first picks. That's a decent haul, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's a bad haul at all, considering they got some vets and depth has been the problem for the Sixers for the last couple of years. I believe it's one of those situations where it's addition by subtraction. Because personally, I believe Tyrese Maxey is the second best player on the 76ers. G man, what are your thoughts on the trade for Philly?
I know you don't agree a lot in life in general, but I'm gonna agree with that statement you just said. Maxey was the second best player for the Sixers, even last year. Even the way it ended last year for them, Maxey was coming into the season was gonna be the second best player.
How could Maxey be better? All right, we'll let this season tell us, because he has the green light and he's gonna get hella possessions. But how could he have possibly been better than a guy that averaged a double-double, led the league in assists 2 years back to back, played the one for one of the Eastern Conference contenders? Like, come on, bro.
One word. Actually, 3 words. First one is efficiency. The second one is attitude. The third one is consistency.
Okay, we'll take attitude totally out of how someone's playing basketball. All right. Putting attitude. I didn't like his attitude. All right, get out of here, bro.
He's watching those YouTube videos. I mean, those Twitter videos again. Those are my sources.
Speaking of, James Harden had a bad attitude, bro. I mean, the facts is he had a bad attitude.
But back to the original question, I think that I want to blame this to the process, man. This is what you guys get. This is y'all karma, the process. Y'all gave those fans 3, 4, 5 years of terrible years just to get the number 1 pick, and look at y'all. Ben Simmons out the picture, and then y'all try to fuck around with James Harden, and look, he didn't give y'all shit. Tank Game 7 on y'all, and did it on live TV, which is crazy because during that series against Boston, he won those 2 games without Joel Embiid. He won those 2 games, and then this is shit the bet on Game 7. Fucking James Harden. And overall, man, I mean, I want to see you guys are still contenders, because that first game overall, I didn't think you guys were gonna be anywhere close to the Bucks. You only lost by 1 point, which goes to show, like, it's either the year that y'all go somewhere, or y'all don't. Y'all gotta blow up the shit, because it's only gonna get worse from here.
They're gonna have to blow up that shit.
Nah, I feel good about the team, bro. I feel good about Nick Nurse as the coach as well. I feel like Nick Nurse is a much better fit in terms of like scheme for what we got, the players that we got too. I think they fit well in Nick Nurse's system. Plus, Doc Rivers don't make no adjustments. He don't run no plays. So
I'll give you Nick Nurse. I like the Nick Nurse edition, man. That was pretty big. But yeah, losing James Harden is gonna really hurt, man.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
What's your record so far? What are the records for the Sixers so far?
1-1.
1-1. Who y'all won? Who y'all beat?
Raptors.
But your
By how
record will
much?
be worse without James Harden.
Matter of fact, yeah, we're 2-1. We beat the Raptors and the Trailblazers. Lost to the Bucks by 1 point.
Those are the teams you beat them by how much?
A lot.
Okay, so yeah, nah, man, this team is still good. I don't think James Harden is gonna make them or break them. If anything, from here on out, they ain't got to deal with him, and it's still a long season. You don't never know about a trade. They're gonna have
Well,
to trade somebody.
I'm gonna spin the question, man. So pay attention to this question. We're gonna spin it back. Just losing James Harden such a huge loss. What's he gonna do for the Clippers? Does he make a difference for the Clippers? Do the Clippers do shit this year? What is the outlook for James Harden this year with the Clippers? Bryce, I'm gonna start with you.
Oof, man, that's a tough question, bro. Because I can see it going so many ways, man. Like I can see a part of me can see it working out. A part of me can see James Harden, Russell Westbrook kind of providing everything, like basically being the entire bench for the Clippers, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when it's not Harden or Paul George shooting, I'm sorry, Paul George or Kawhi shooting, it's Harden and Westbrook. The other thing I can see too is that like with the injuries that that George and Leonard historically have encountered, one could surmise that Harden ends up running that whole team, ends up running the whole show at some point. Because it's too off injured forward to, miss significant time. Who runs the team if both George and Kawhi are out? Is it Harden's team? Is it Westbrook's team? Who cares? But both of them are getting up shots. That could end up being something very interesting. Overall, I like the move, man, and I think that you can never have too many good players. I think the Clippers are realizing that. You just can't have too many good players.
I
And
got a question.
what's that?
Who's the coach for the Clippers?
Is it
Tyler.
Tyronn Lue?
So you don't think he's gonna put James Harden in his place?
Yeah. I'm not saying he wouldn't. I'm just saying if Kawhi got hurt and Paul George got hurt, you're gonna need James Harden to go crazy every night.
So where you see the Clippers in?
If everyone stays healthy, I think the Clippers just brought themselves into contention talk for me. For some people, they were already contenders. For me, they were not. I was looking at it with my brother, and we were like, "Damn, it's only like 5 teams that actually can win a championship." And we were like, "It's the Nuggets, the Lakers, the Warriors, the Celtics, and another team in the East I'm missing. Oh
The
no, and the
Bucks.
Suns. Yeah, and the Bucks. And the Bucks. We didn't even put the Suns on. And the Bucks. I'm sorry. And now I feel like the Clippers adding James Harden, I have to say I feel like there's 6 teams that can legitimately win the chip now. I now think the Clippers are in that talk.
I don't know. I don't think they are, man. Just simply for the reason why you had to start your statement like that. It was a conditional statement, bro. Like it was a if they stay healthy. It's like, if my 10-team parlay hits, I'll be a millionaire. Like okay, like the chances of Kawhi Leonard, playoff P, often injured P, to both be healthy. In addition to parlay that on top of Russell Westbrook and James Harden, two of the most volatile and shifted 5 different teams and franchises in the last couple of years. All that together to say that that's going to happen. The chances of them both being healthy is slim to none, bro. So I don't think they're a contender. I think they're a pretender. And I think James Harden, I think he'll do all right, though, statistically. I think he'll put up solid numbers. I think there'll be empty stats, mostly. I think the Clippers next year are going to be looking at possibly the worst record in the NBA, depending on how things shake out. Not this season, but next season. The reason I'm saying that is because James Harden will be a free agent next season. Paul George will be a free agent next season. Kawhi Leonard will be a free agent next season. There's a good chance they might just all be just hit the AARP block after that. For real, for real. And
I'm
James Harden probably be playing in China next year. So
That's crazy. But I'm gonna piggyback off both of you guys. I'm gonna just say that I see the clip for the media for this trade to look good for the Clippers. They have to make it to the Western Conference Final, or at least make it there, and for this trade to work out. And then it's all about how can, because Russ last year with the Clippers he was playing crazy. He looked better, played better. He and coming off the bench, he looked like that was a perfect fit for him. It's like now can have mesh with James Harden. Can those two play with each other again? And can that work? Because remember in Houston, that shit got a little rocky at the end.
Shit, little.
So you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
right. That's what I'm saying. That's another thing
But
that
but it's
factor
but it's
in.
coming. But that's what I'll say. Tyloo is gonna be that kind of coach that could put him in his place. He won a chip. The other players love him. So it's not like James Harden is going to a situation where he's top dog and it's his way or the highway. James Harden is going and knowing like, okay, I'm the third best guy here.
So can I ask you
As long
why you
as
think
Kawhi there,
why do you think that Ty Lue has this reputation of putting players in their place? When has he ever put a player in his place? He won't.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa. He
whoa.
definitely has that reputation. He did it
Listen,
to Bron.
yes,
He won a
and then
chip
he had J.R.
coattailing
Smith,
LeBron. What you talking
and
about?
then
Bruh,
nah,
see,
you
you
can't
ain't
say
done
that.
you ain't done
You
your
can't say
research on
that.
Ty Lue. Go Google Ty
Exactly.
Lue
Because look who
LeBron
LeBron
stories,
had as a
bro.
head coach before Ty Lue, before he won with the Cavs. Look who LeBron James pushed out the window to put Ty Lue there and to win a chip with. And then you got to think about it. Ty Lue had to deal with J.R. Smith, Mr. Henny King himself.
Nah,
So
Ty.
like so Ty Lue had these kind of players that got online. So now you're dealing with James Harden. He's not new to the show. He's true to the show. So I think that Ty Lue could make this. Ty Lue is the kind of coach that can make this work. He has to cement his legacy even better. Because now he has Kawhi Leonard. That now he could actually put him on the bench a little longer, more rest time. Because now he has.
It'd be a hell of a coaching feat if Ty Lue is able to take this Clippers team to the championship. All right. He deserves a ton of credit as a coach if he does. To Scruff's point earlier, Ty Lue does a lot of people do view Ty Lue as just a random coach for LeBron that got a championship and he just coattailed him. But if you do a little
Nah,
research, you'll find out that like he was the only one that was ever calling Bron out and holding him to a standard that wasn't his own. Because LeBron hold himself to a high standard already. So, but Ty Lue was like getting them right, bro. You gotta see some of those videos; they're pretty interesting. Um,
think
but
about
if
it. Ty
he,
Lue is
the
the only
Clippers
guy
got potential.
that Kyrie Irving wasn't bugging on.
Yeah. Now the Clips got potential though.
I mean,
Now,
like
do
I
we
said,
think now?
I
Now,
see
do
him
y'all
going to
think
the
that?
West.
Do you think that dude Harden leaving affects what Embiid's thinking about Philly?
Hell
I
no.
don't think so.
Yes, it does. I think he will like to stay there as long as they keep on putting better pieces around him. I think. I
Of
think
course, the
he.
Philly guy says he doesn't think so.
I think this now gives him a chance to be like, all right, man. These guys knew who the big guy was, and it's me. I'm the star here. They didn't stay here and we're like, yeah, we're gonna just we're just gonna please James Harden.
No,
Nah, like
Embiid
I
is
think
out of there, dog.
I
Embiid
don't
is
think he
about to
feels
be
that way,
out of
bro.
there,
Because
boy.
when you got somebody like Tyrese Maxey who's an emerging star, then you feeling like, you know what? We don't need nobody else. We
You're
got our guys
crazy
right
as
here.
hell,
You
bro.
can't say that. You can't say that. We need one
Big
more
time
weapon.
superstars are not. They do not want to play with emerging stars, bro.
Bro,
Did you see what Giannis told the Bucks this offseason? He straight up told the Bucks, "Get me somebody to play with, or I'm gone, bro." And guess what they did? They went and got Dame because Ain't nobody trying to play with no emerging superstars, bro. I want someone that's already a superstar. I'm ready to win a chip right now. I don't think that Embiid is gonna like this at all, bro. And the Eagles got to do something. I mean, sorry, the Sixers got to do something to get that man back back comfortable. But I can see him wanting out of Philly next. I can see it.
Well, I mean, I heard they still trying to they gonna be looking to try to get somebody else potentially. You know what I'm saying, with those
What's
picks
my man that
they
plays for the
acquired.
Pelicans?
McCollum.
No, not him. The second star. It should be the first because I don't know play.
Ingram.
And there you go. You guys need to make a move for him. Put him with Embiid. Solid. I
Well, the
think
Sixers
guys.
I mean, I think they're gonna wait and see if anybody becomes available. For now, this is the squad though.
I
You
think
know,
about it.
they
Ingram.
have been
Ingram is not
linked.
emerging. He is a superstar.
They
He's
have been
decent at the
linked.
three. He plays decent offense. I mean defense. And just think about your trio: Ingram, Embiid, and Maxey. That doesn't work.
Well, yeah, that would be great, obviously, if he's available. But
But that's what I'm saying.
they have been
And
linked to a few Chicago stars. If Chicago blows it up, Zach LaVine's name has been mentioned in talks with the 76ers.
I don't like that
And
because he's too ball heavy.
DeMar DeRozan could be a
Whoa, that's
potential.
wild, G. You're a wild
Pause.
boy.
DeMar DeRozan could be a potential target,
Crazy.
or
Pause.
Sixers
That is
also trying
crazy, G. That is
have
That
crazy.
is wild. That's wicked. That's wickedness.
That's wicked,
That's
pure
wicked.
wickedness.
That's
Sixers also
wickedness.
have been linked to OG Anunoby from the
Lord have
Toronto
mercy.
Raptors. So we'll see. I think the roster is set for now, but we'll see if something else comes apart. I think they'll still be looking to try to bring in another talent. To Bryce's point about keeping Joel Embiid happy. But yeah, I'm just happy that James Harden is out of here. Any closing thoughts?
My thing in this situation with you guys is you guys can't let the East get any stronger in front of Embiid. If he sees that the East, if he sees someone go to Miami or let's say the Knicks, right, another contender, get stronger and they're just stagnant with whatever they got right now, come all season, Embiid isn't gonna want to be there. You guys got to make a strong push. Show him that you guys want him there. And like I said, Brandon Ingram will be the perfect fit to show him, yo, we're gonna give up all our future assets just to keep you happy and make sure you're a legit contender, not just because you're here, but because we got this here for you. You just can't let Miami get strong. Because I think if you do that, you're just showing him you're just happy with what you got. You just want to put the product on the floor, not to win, but to satisfy the fan. He wants to win.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. NBA season, man. One of the greatest soap operas that the Earth has to offer. It can't get no better. But yeah, my prediction: Clippers ain't gonna win shit. James Harden to China next season.
No. But where they gonna finish at though? That's the prediction. Where they gonna finish at?
Where they always finish, in the middle of the standings.
No, bro. At the end, like I said, the Western Conference Finals. Bryce said, "What you said, Bryce?"
I don't think they get into the conference finals. Maybe the conference semis.
So yeah, I think
Second
I agree.
round.
Maybe
I
second
think
round.
they'd be fortunate to make it to the second round. Fortunate to make it to the
But I
second
could
round.
see it though, bro. I
Meaning,
mean, shit.
I think the
Conference finals.
most likely scenario is they'll make it out the first round and they'll lose in the second round.
Okay, so second for me, third round. Okay, I could live with those. Mine is a reach, but I could live with the second round. Get into the second round.
Yeah, I mean they could get bounced in the first round too, though. We'll see.
Uh, I think they could beat the Lakers because AD's.
Matter of
I
fact,
hate AD.
I take that back. I take that back. They getting bounced in the first round.
First round, okay. First, second, third. Okay,
The
I could
reason I
live
say
with
that
that.
is because, like, if you could look at the West, let's say you got like Denver at the top, right? And let's say you got like Phoenix right after that, and let's say you got like LA Lakers right there, and then you got the Clippers at 4, and then who you might got at 5? Maybe the Warriors,
Memphis.
right? Maybe the Kings, maybe Memphis, and really any of them teams could beat them.
As long as John Morant ain't pulling out guns, then yes.
Yeah, as long as he's playing, I think I would take the Grizzlies over them, and I would take the Kings over them.
Ooh, them
Yeah.
boys bad without Ja. They need their leader back ASAP.
He's
Yeah,
still
but
not
I
playing.
mean, he gonna be back later. He gonna be back later. We'll see what happens. And then also, yeah, like I said, and don't sleep on the Pelicans either. I don't think they're gonna do shit in the West. Let's just put it like that.
But the thing, I don't like the Pelicans. That's what I'm saying. You guys could trade for Brandon
I mean, that's
Ingram.
one of the worst teams though. But I just named like 6 teams better than them already.
So where do we see the Warriors in? Because I think the Warriors are the second best team in the West.
To me, I think the Nuggets are the best team in the West,
Yes.
and then I think the Suns are the second best team in the West, and then
Debatable.
I think that it's between I don't know who's after that, but I think it's gonna be I think it's the Nuggets, the Suns, um, the Warriors, the Lakers, the Kings, the
Wake up, Bryce. Bryce, wake up.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening to this list.
All right. All right.
yeah I like the Nuggets, the Suns, the Nuggets, the Suns, the Lakers, the Warriors, all better than the Clippers. The Kings better than the Clippers. The Thunder might be better than the Clippers.
The Kings better than the Clippers.
Oh, and Dallas better than the Clippers.
How you see the Kings better than them?
The Kings might be,
Think that run last year is they're here to stay?
and yeah, I do actually. In my opinion, I think the Kings might be the third best team in the West.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, they're definitely better than
I'm interested to see how that plays out.
They're definitely better than the Clippers. Definitely better than the Clippers.
If the Clippers get full health, they are going to be better than all them teams, bro.
And the Thunder I will guarantee this. I'll guarantee this. Guarantee. The Thunder have a better record this season than the Clippers.
Okay, that's fine. But a full health Clippers team is better than all them teams we listed. And that's the ultimate variable. Is health for them. Because if they're able to get healthy, bro, none of those teams in the West are really messing with the Clippers except the Warriors and the Nuggets.
Yeah, well, getting all those people healthy and on the same page at the same time is pretty much as easy as putting a Rubik's Cube together. So, good luck with that.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We shall see. But all right, fellas, it's been a good night. We had a great night, fellas. Some good topics. Let's go ahead and how we end every show, man.